conditions.
Welcome back to Weekend Now. It's now 10 minutes before the top of the hour. You're just in time for our tropical update here at the Weather Channel, and all eyes are on Tropical Storm Barry spinning in the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. Barry did take a turn to the right, so that's certainly good news for folks along the western parts of the Gulf of Mexico, including New Orleans. However, now that that system has made that right-hand turn, we're more concerned about the panhandle of Florida. The good news is the system has not strengthened a lot in the last 24 hours, and we are still looking at 45-mile-per-hour winds, and the pressure has not dropped either. So that's certainly a good sign that we're not looking at a strengthening system here, but it is moving slowly toward the north-northeast at 6 miles per hour. It's over very warm waters in the mid-80s, so there's still the possibility of some strengthening before making landfall, and the exact path and of course the speed of the system will determine where and when it makes landfall and if it has any time to strengthen further. Right now the center of circulation is located at 27.8 north, 86.6 west, and that puts the circulation about 185 miles to the south of Fort Walton Beach, Florida, or 165 miles to the southwest of Apalachicola, Florida. And we do have tropical storm warnings in effect from Louisiana along the coast of Mississippi, Alabama, all the way over to the coast of Florida here, Apalachicola, Florida. But still, if you live east of Apalachicola, Florida, I'd keep a close eye on Tropical Storm Barry and the latest updates as we go through the day today, because if this system were to turn a little bit more toward the east, certainly it could impact folks east of Apalachicola, Florida, with tropical storm force winds. And our main concern, of course, is flooding rainfall. We could be looking at 5 to 10 inches of rain overnight tonight. Here's our projected path. Now, again, things could change if the system were to slow down or make a right-hand turn, but for now we are expecting landfall somewhere along the western panhandle of Florida late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Bill Keneally is in Panama City. Kristen Dodd is in Pensacola. We'll be going to both of those locations live throughout the morning and perhaps even throughout the evening as the system gets closer and closer. Now, taking it back this last 6 hours, you can see our system is really looking pretty organized, and again, it is over warm water. It had been undergoing quite a bit of wind shear the past couple of days, and that did reduce the amount of strengthening. It went from 40-mile-per-hour winds to 45-mile-per-hour winds during the day yesterday, so it did strengthen just a touch, but overnight, again, it did not strengthen any further. We continue to see the rain bands picking up in intensity, wrapping around the northern side of the system, but it's really difficult to see that far out over the water because all our radars are land-based, but you can almost bet that there's some pretty heavy rain and some thunderstorm activity going along the southern side of the system as well. You can really see from this vantage point, by the way, the outer rain bands that are now just kind of creeping in around that system, moving onshore, affecting the coast here of Florida. And again, watch out in Panama City. Their winds will be increasing here to about 35, 40 miles per hour later on this evening, and the rain will become steadier and heavier. So flooding is a concern. Flood watches have been posted now for southeastern Alabama, southwestern Georgia, and much of the panhandle of Florida. We have been watching a system move down from the north, and that system is what's helping to kick this system a little bit more toward the east. That's what caused it to make that right-hand turn. And as we look elsewhere in the Gulf, this is really the main story as far as the tropics are concerned, but another healthy wave moving off the coast of Africa.
That roach thinks he's got it made. A mere scamper to the pantry. Only this homeowner called 1-800-Terminex for a convenient solution to the problem within 24 hours. So this roach is toast. Call 1-800-Terminex for a free inspection.
At TGI Fridays, we have a new natural Angus burger. And we'd like everyone in America to try one. You see, it's 100% natural Angus beef, a higher order of beef, from the Meyer Ranch in Montana. So come into TGI Fridays and try one. Somehow it seems a lot easier that way. Thanks, man.
We all fall in love. And we all get colds. Hopefully not on the same day. Thank goodness for Kleenex tissues. Ultra soft 3-germ blocking layers help you share feelings, not germs.
Do you need to learn how to operate a computer? Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. Seems like everywhere I go these days, somebody's recognizing me as the Video Professor. Well, that's because we've been teaching people how to run computers for over 14 years now. You know, our product is quick and it's easy to learn with, and you can try it for free. You know, over the years, millions of people have learned how to operate their computer using our product. We get happy letters every day from people thanking us. Violet from Alabama writes, your lesson make using the program seem so simple that even I can use it. Janet from California writes, your tutorials have opened up the world of computers to me at last. But the most rewarding thing for me is having people stop me on the street and telling me how easy it was to learn with our product. They had tried expensive classes, they tried big, thick manuals, they couldn't get it. If you just want to learn how to run a computer once and for all, save yourself a lot of time and energy, try our product. Let me show you how simple this is. You put this CD in your CD tray, your lesson will come up. The lesson plays right on your computer. It works just like a VCR. You have a play button, pause, rewind, fast forward. Just follow the step-by-step instruction. You know, I'm so confident my product will work for you, I'm going to sell it to you.
Thanks for joining us for Storm Watch, and we'll focus in on Tropical Storm Barry, and here's the particulars on it for you right now. It's almost a hurricane, 28.4 north, 86.4 west. That puts our center of circulation about 140 miles south of Fort Walton Beach, Florida. There you see the winds to 70 and the movement now slowly north at 7 miles per hour. Pressure down to 991 millibars. Hurricane warnings are now in effect from the Ocklawaha River in Florida on across to Pascagoula, Mississippi. Hurricane warnings mean you can expect hurricane conditions within 24 hours. So you should be making the necessary precautions and preparations to protect life and property right now. And there you can see the tropical storm warnings on the Louisiana, Mississippi coast and on the northeast Gulf Coast of Florida. That is the latest on where the storm is now and the watches and warnings. And for a greater in-depth analysis, here's our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons.
Thanks, Mark. And I want to show you an upper air satellite image to show you what's going on dynamically with the cyclone. Let me put a couple features on here. First of all, there's the upper level wind pattern. You can see a trough of low pressures digging south into the Gulf of Mexico. And as we put the circulation center on here, as this trough digs south, the circulation is going to shoot north, probably between Pensacola and Panama City. We're not exactly sure that that's where it's going to go, but pretty certain it's going to go between those or very close to either one of them. And the time frame is very late tonight into early tomorrow morning, although the rain has already started and rainfall remains the big problem. Now, it's sitting on the precipice of fairly brisk shear to the west over here, and an upper anticyclone which is favorable for development. And the net result is it's sitting right here, the circulation, with a big band of showers off to the east. So it's lopsided to the east. Most of the impact will be at and east of the circulation center. Strongest winds, heaviest rain, highest surge on the order of 3 to 5 feet. Now, as we look more closely at the wind field, we expect it to become a hurricane. Those are those orange spots right there. As it reaches the coast, a Category 1, but you can see it deteriorates very quickly in the wind field after that. So we don't expect the wind to be a major problem except immediately at the coast, and even there, rather minor. Rainfall is our high impact potential, where very heavy rain will continue. Waves will be about 10 to 15 feet, locally a little higher, and surge 3 to 5. So watch out for the heavy rain, and even long after it makes landfall, rain is going to come in behind it, and you can see rain has already started. So with that, let's get back to Mark.
All right, thank you, Dr. Steve Lyons, for the expertise on Tropical Storm Barry. We'll throw you to your local forecast and weather center coming up.
Here's a tip. American Express has this membership rewards program. Sign up and you get points when you pay with a small business card. You've got 100 points here, you've got, say, 300 points here. That'll be 4,000 points on this week's deliveries alone. You've got lots of ways to pay. But this card can take you to Hawaii, so why pay any other way?
Small business owners have earned billions of points to spend on travel, equipment, and more. To sign up for membership rewards, visit us at AmericanExpress.com.
It's come to our attention that thousands in your city have switched to Geico Auto Insurance. How do you explain this fascinating phenomenon? One theory, there must be something in the water. So, we're here at your local reservoir to see. What's your conclusion?
I think people just want to save money.
Should the water be red like that? Geico Direct. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Spend some vacation time at La Quinta. We'll float you $10 cash when you check out. Look for this coupon in USA Today or at laquinta.com and call La Quinta. You stay, we pay.
How come just about every garden hose ends up looking like this? A heavy, tangled mess. Well, now there's the Flexi Hose from Smart Space. It's the compact, lightweight garden hose that always stays neat and orderly. Look, ordinary hoses are stiff, thick, and bulky. There's no way they can fold up neatly. But the Flexi Hose is made from a flexible material that stays flat until you turn on the water. Then it expands to allow a full, unobstructed flow. And look, why waste money on a separate reel? The Flexi Hose comes with its own built-in reel that lets you quickly uncoil all the lightweight hose you need. Even if you live in an apartment, watering your plants has never been easier. And you can pick up your Flexi Hose, reel it all, and move it to another faucet. Now you can clean your windows, hose down your patio, or wash your car. And when you turn off the water, the Flexi Hose goes back to its flat shape, ready to reel up neatly for easy, trouble-free storage. This is the same principle that's been used for years on fire hoses. And now Flexi Hose puts it to work for you. It's so light and compact, you can take it and store it practically anywhere. So it's always handy and ready to use. Yet it's so tough and durable, it can even tow a car. You get a full 20 feet of Flexi Hose, complete with built-in reel and this adjustable spray gun. The spray adjusts from a full-force blast to a gentle mist. And look, you can even add soap or detergent to make
It doesn't really show any signs of becoming a hurricane, so we're very pleased about that, although it still has a ways to go. Let me show you the latest particulars on it. As we do that, you can see that it's well, about 95 miles actually from Fort Walton Beach, and hurricane warnings are up from Pascagoula, Mississippi to Ocklawaha River in Florida. Those are hurricane warnings, and we have tropical storm warnings then on either side of that. Now, looking at the visible satellite picture, what we're seeing here is the center of circulation right about here. We have seen clear evidence all day of some shear, and we're very fortunate actually that that happened, because this storm really intensified during the early morning hours, and then it leveled off after that. And the reason it did is wind shear. So if you hear about wind shear in connection with a hurricane, it's certainly a good thing. Now, looking at the latest radar, we can begin to see the closed circulation center appearing down there, and it is moving just about straight toward the north. We do expect the center to make landfall during the night. But of course, the stronger winds are going to be coming in before that. The stronger winds, northern boundary, probably right about here. They don't have a lot of wind yet along the Florida coast. Now, there's still a possibility this could become a hurricane, but it's beginning to run out of time, and that's very fortunate. Here's our forecast track. We expect it to be inland by tomorrow morning, and then kind of curving more off toward the northwest after it makes inland. Rainfall is going to be the biggest problem. We're very concerned about that, and a pretty good storm surge, 4 to 5 feet. Be back in about 10 minutes with another update. Stay tuned.
Now it's time to test your weather history. Did you get the correct answer to when was that weather? The costliest thunderstorm in U.S. history happened in 1995. Many people have weather stories. How about you? We'd love to hear them. Write us about it. Your letter could be featured on Atmospheres. All you have to do is log on to weather.com/atmospheres and scroll down to the bottom of the page to Atmospheres Story Ideas. Submit your experience there.
We hope you enjoyed Atmospheres and you'll join us again next week.
Your local forecast is coming up, as well as Weather Center at the top of the hour.
For all of us here at the Weather Channel, have a great week, everybody.
Good night.
A hurricane generally will just go right across the shoreline quickly and get out of there, go inland and go up the coast.
The center of our activity is the lighthouse.
Nor'easters may stay around for days. The question was what kind of storm and when would it occur?
It is going to take some time for that lighthouse to establish a personality there where it is now.
Man has used his technology to outwit nature, yet conform with nature, allowing nature to continue her plan and process.
Ballooning is a very weather-dependent sport because balloons are passive. We go where the wind takes us.
We're an outside weather-dependent sport.
We always say that I'd rather be down here wishing I was up there than up there wishing I was down here.
Gentlemen, have your attention. On your stations, in the event of a real emergency, or whatever the emergency signals are given, is a place to which you must come immediately wearing your life jacket.
I basically say, ladies and gentlemen, this is the signal that lifeboat drill is now over. And I always go, yay!
The seas can be very, very high. Of course, you don't know what way the sea is going to move. Sometimes the ship would be caught on the blind side and shimmy, and a lot of things would fall down during service, including people. So we got to be on the ball all the time.
I'm sitting right next to a retractable dome that goes over our pool. I mean, if it starts to rain in the back pool, we cover it up over the jacuzzis, and you can still go and relax by the pool as well and not even get a drop of water on you.
Well, here we are disappointed on our third day of bad weather that keeps us from flying. Rumor has it among the local pilots that it's time to sacrifice some meteorologists to appease the forces of nature.
Wouldn't it be nice to think that lowering your cholesterol...
Nothing to it.
Was this easy? Well, think again. And start thinking about oatmeal crisp. As part of a low-fat diet, it may help lower your cholesterol. And its plump raisins and crispy flakes with a touch of brown sugar are a really delicious way to do it. So quit dreaming. Wake up to oatmeal crisp and help bring down cholesterol.
Operator, I'd like to make a collect call, please. First name Bob. Last name is We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
Hello?
Collect call for Mr. Bob. We Oughta Baby Eats a Boy.
Sorry, wrong number.
Who's that, dear?
Bob, they had a baby. It's a boy.
Oh.
Don't cheat the phone company. Save money the legal way. Call Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
I wonder, does Brenda need a sweater? I wonder if Sarah would like karate. I wonder why I ever left the house. Seasonal allergies can
make games this season for only $49. It's the ultimate offer for the ultimate WNBA fan. Get serious home court advantage. Call this number today to order WNBA Season Pass on digital cable. Sports in demand. Complete sports packages for total sports fans.
This is TBS Superstation.
There's nothing fake about this.
And it's time to separate the men from the boys.
Don't try this at home.
Hosted by Dean Cain, Ripley's is the most watched.
So it never gets boring.
Number one.
It's definitely sexy.
Original series.
It's really fun.
It's quite possibly the most shocking show on television.
It does a real number on you.
Ripley's Believe It or Not. Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 8 Pacific on TBS Superstation.
Now it's time for your local forecast on the Weather Channel. Currently, the temperature is 81 degrees under fair skies. Your forecast. Your extended forecast.
Seven minutes till the top of the hour. Welcome to Storm Watch here at the Weather Channel, and we're definitely watching the situation here
in the Gulf Coast with Tropical Storm Barry, which is making its approach now toward the Florida Panhandle with an anticipated landfall here sometime during the next 12 hours or so. Now, some good news, it has not gotten as organized as it might have over the last 12 hours or so. There was some concern earlier today. We saw it drop 14 millibars in central pressure in the space of 6 hours this morning, and that was certainly a cause for concern. Anyone who remembers back to 1995 with Opal and how explosively it strengthened just offshore of pretty much this same region knows that anytime something drops out in terms of the pressure that close to shore, it's something to be taking definite heed of. But since then, it has stabilized, and right now we're looking at the radar satellite picture. You can see that center of circulation crawling its way northward toward the area between Panama City and heading over toward Pensacola, the Destin, Fort Walton Beach area. And so as we look at the situation right now, these are the latest statistics from the National Hurricane Center. The 7 p.m. advisory centered 65 miles south of Fort Walton Beach. Top winds just below hurricane strength at 70 miles an hour. It is moving north at 8 miles an hour with a central pressure of 991 millibars. Hurricane Hunter aircraft of the 53rd Weather Recon Squadron, Air Force Reserve, my unit, have to put in that plug there, are on their way inbound as we speak, and we should have a new look at what the center pressure is and the top winds they're finding within the next half hour or so. Hurricane warnings posted from Pascagoula east to the Ocklawahnee River, and we look at the situation right now into the region. There's the swath, again, coming ashore sometime overnight tonight. We'll be with you all night to bring you updated coverage as the system makes its approach in. There's the center of circulation. It's not that far offshore heading inbound. We'll have live reports from Panama City and Destin next.
This program was brought to you by the Home Depot. You can now shop online at homedepot.com.
Severe weather update. The storm has now passed through the northern section of town. Initial reports indicate hundreds of homes damaged. Authorities are asking for help from surrounding communities. Emergency crews are forming.
Since 1979, our associates have helped hundreds of communities in times of need. Because we know communities aren't made of nails and boards. Communities are people, our neighbors, our friends, and our families.
Can't stand the scorching heat, but you love the outdoors? Slip on the personal cooling system to keep cool and comfortable all summer. A patented design exclusively from Sharper Image, the personal cooling system keeps your body so nice and cool, you might think you're wearing a miniature air conditioner. But here's how it works. Switch on the Whisper Quiet fan, and the accelerated cooling process creates a cool zone that's up to 20 degrees cooler than the hot air around you.
It's probably 95 degrees today. It is very hot. Standing out here, it is extremely hot. And as soon as I put it on, I felt incredibly better. Yeah, refreshed.
Refreshing. Like the temperature outside has gone down a good 15 degrees just having this on. It starts off with your neck and it goes around your throat and then it just goes down your whole body.
Your forecast. Your extended forecast.
And first and foremost, with Storm Watch, we'll be watching the tropics, particularly the Gulf of Mexico. Tropical Storm Barry, very close to making landfall now and buffeting the Gulf Coast region here, right around Panama City through Destin, with up to 40-mile-per-hour winds. So really starting to see those elements coming together. We'll take you there live again at the top of the hour in just a few minutes. So you'll be watching for that. There's a look at Tropical Storm Barry and the very latest coordinates as of 10 o'clock Central Daylight Time, centered at 29.9 north, 86.2 west, 45 miles southeast of Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Sustained winds of 70 miles per hour, moving north at 8 miles per hour, and the central pressure up just a bit to 992 millibars. We do still have, again, some tropical storm warnings in effect. Let's go ahead and look at these from Pascagoula, Mississippi, all the way out toward Pensacola, Florida, and Ocklackney River, Florida to Suwannee River, Florida. Now, in between that point, still hurricane warnings in effect here. Ocklackney River westward toward Pensacola, and not really anticipating any strengthening at this point, but again, still could see some very, very strong winds within this region. Again, we're going to be talking more about the intensity of this and what the primary concern is, the primary threat with this, coming up at the top of the hour. More information with our senior meteorologist, Stu Ostro. The projected path, as you can see, takes it into the western portion of the Florida Panhandle. Where it goes from there still remains to be seen. There's not a whole lot of a steering current at this time, so very important to note that. And anywhere here across the south likely to really see a lot of heavy rain, and devastating floodings could be a concern, as this is probably going to move pretty slowly once it works its way on inland. There's a look at the tropical storm force winds as I speak, buffeting the coast here. You're already feeling the elements: wind-driven sand, wind-driven rain, getting very tough, even if you're trying to get out and about yet around the Destin area this evening. Very, very tough indeed. And again, we'll be going live there in just a few minutes. Here's a look at the rain. Some of these bands moving on in. Keep in mind, as we see a tropical system moving on inland, we oftentimes find thunderstorms, and with those thunderstorms they spawn weak tornadoes. So a tornado watch has been established until 7 a.m., and that does include you in Panama City and the seaside around Destin and extending eastward toward Tallahassee, so you'll want to watch out for that. And flash flood watches are in effect. A tremendous amount of rain might be expected with this, up and over 5 inches of rain possible in the Florida Panhandle just until mid-morning, and then beyond that point more rain could be a possibility. So keep an eye out for rising water. Elsewhere in the tropics, it is relatively tranquil. We don't have a whole lot to talk about across the Atlantic basin. We have been watching a wave that looked very impressive moving off the African coast, but has not really held its own. We'll continue to keep watching this feature as it moves on eastward. And then into the Pacific, fairly quiet here too. The intertropical convergence zone, some usual thunderstorms here, but nothing that's really showing any organization at this particular time. And as you can see, our thunderstorms in the Four Corners region are beginning to wind down, but boy, still winding up here is Tropical Storm Barry. Winds again up to around 40 miles per hour along the coast, heavy rain falling in some spots, and you're just now starting to see what this storm has to offer here along the coast. We're going to talk more about that coming up next with Weather Center.
The bow. Resistance becomes strength, becomes power. The power to change and reshape your entire body. This is Bowflex, an entire gem-in-one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance in any room in your home. Strength training with Bowflex is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. One simple workout. 20 minutes a day, 3 days a week. You can target every area you want to work on. Upper body, abs, lower body, and even aerobic exercise. Bowflex is real. The results are real. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. For a free video and brochure, call or go online at bowflexdirect.com. Do the research, listen to real customers, then place your order online and get started. Working out with Bowflex is easy and it's effective. You can get results.